everyone. Okay, so I just want to show you a few cards I've been making. The first couple are for Jayne, the Craft and Shed Davies, for her play and make feature that she does every Saturday. And this one was for week 6, so I am a little bit behind, but I thought I'd get them done and show them both together for week 6 and week 7. For this one you had to use orange, let me check, gold, silver and orange. So we've got some gold just there, and orange curtains, and also some gold on the emboss part that I just used gold gilding wax. So that's that. And also you had to use stencils, which I've done with the grass, just a quick stencil there, and then filled it in, coloured it in green. An embossing folder, which I've done in the background, and also birds. No, I don't have many bird things, so I just stamped this one onto vellum and then heat embossed it with silver embossing powder. So that's the gold, silver and orange, and also stencils, a bird and embossing folder. So that's that one. And for this week, week 7, you had to use navy, gold and yellow as the colours. Stamps you had to use, let me just check, stamps, stencils and embossing folders. So this piece of card here, I put it through with an embossing folder, but I used the Versamark ink on the embossing folder before I put it through, and then just covered it in the gold embossing powder and heat set that, and then I just went over with some mustard seed distress oxide just to colour that in yellow, so that I've used the navy, the yellow and the gold, and also some gold on the sentiment there. So obviously I've used the embossing folder, and I just did a stamped background just in the white, this Brilliance, if I can get it out, this ink pad. I use that just to do the white background, floral and leaves background, and so that's that one for Jayne. Okay, so I'm just in the middle of making my next collection of ATCs so that I've got some ready, and what I've decided to do, because I had some pieces of scrap cardboard, just ordinary, just a piece of packaging maybe from Amazon or somewhere like that, and I covered one side, it was an A4 sheet, and I covered one side in the this big roll of double-sided tape. So I covered one side in that, and then cut them down into ATC sizes. And now what I'm doing, because I want to call this one Material World, I'm actually just covering the ATCs in just little pieces of fabric that I've got, that I cut down to just little squares, that, you know, pieces that I've used for past projects and things like that. And because I never like to throw anything away, I've still got all these kind of pieces. So what I'm going to do is just cover each one in the fabric, and then maybe build them up from there, add little pieces to it here and there, and just see how they turn out. So basically all I'm doing, that's 2 I've already covered, and the only thing is This double-sided tape I'm finding a little bit difficult because it's all, there's no sort of open bit where you can lift it off, but you know, I mean, it just takes a bit of perseverance like anything else. So I'll use this one next. So what I do is just put the piece of fabric upside down, pick a space that I particularly like on the pattern, stretch it out a little bit so that there's no air bubbles underneath, pop it down, give it a good burnish, stop anything coming up or fraying, and then just go around the outside and just cut it down to fit the piece of card. These scissors are not very good for this actually. So yeah, just tidy up all the edges. So all these bits that I'm cutting off, I'm going to save those as well, because in the end, on the last couple I might just do a bit of a patchwork so that, you know, they don't go to waste either. I'm really not good with anything going to waste. I don't like it at all. So that's 4 done up to now. What I'll do, I'll finish doing these and then I'll come back and show you them all covered. Okay, so this is all my 8 ATCs all covered in the fabric. These are the 2 that I did like a patchwork thing with all the little scraps that were left from covering these, and I've only got those little bits left, so I did quite well there, quite pleased with that. So now it's just a case of just maybe decorating them up a little bit and covering the back so it's not just plain cardboard, and I'll come back and show you those when they're done as well. Okay, so this is now quite several hours later with a minimal lunch break in between, and I'm still I've gone a few different ways with these while I've been doing them, because I thought, well, it's material welt so we can't have paper on it, but then I decided, whose rule is that? It's only my rule, so I can break my own rule. So they've got little bits of paper on all over the place. So a few that are still drying a little bit. This one just says Curious Craft with the no lacy daisy in the middle, and then this one was already a patchwork pattern, so I just stuck a little bit of lace on and a bow, and I'll think of something to put on there to write. This one I've just put a red zip right the way through it and the words Imagine It underneath. And this one I can't really tilt because it's got some glossy accents on it, but I cut out die cut some fabric hearts and put those on, and the word heartfelt, which is just got glossy accents on it, so I'll not tilt that too much. So this one I just have put one of the little Jane Austen quotes on there and some little sort of I don't know what you call like a beige sort of open weave lace. So that one's on there. I may put something else just very small on it, I'm not sure yet. And this one also with a little Jane Austen quote, just with some lacy fabric leaves and a little piece of lace down the side. And this one is a bit of a disaster because I thought, well, I'm putting a zip with open ends on both sides, so just to make sure it didn't open up, I put some glossy accents across the top of the zip, but I must have put a bit too much on because it's leaked either side, but I'll wait for that one to dry and I'll see if I can salvage it. So this is either going to be a group of 7 or a group of 8, depending on this one. Okay, so I'm just going to do some foiling on a piece that I did, just a random bit of paint that I was practicing with, and I've put a stencil down that's like feathers, and I've pasted over with this deco foil transfer gel. I've had this for a couple of years now, I think, and I very rarely use it, but I thought I'll, just while I'm playing about, I'll have a practice with it and use it again. And I'm going to, all I need to do, now that you have to put it on, like, leave it to dry overnight until it goes clear, so that it can, you know, it'll take the foil. So I'm just going to use a piece of this foil, and this is just some deco foil that again I've had in for quite a while. So just pop that so that it covers, pop that over and then cut it down. Let's trim it down. And then what I do with this is just put it between some baking paper and lay it down, and then pop it through the laminator. I've been using, more recently I've been using just double-sided tape to put some foiling down, but I thought I'd give this a go. I've not used it for a while, so just pop it through the laminator, and then you start to see it coming out the other side. I put that in a bit wonky, but never mind. You need to get your laminator nice and hot for using these kind of things, because it's really the heat that does it. But these deco foils, I find you can use them with virtually anything, just double-sided tape or whatever. Let me just check if that's taken okay. It looks as if it has. Might give it one more go through. Try and get it a bit neater this time. Got a bit of a mishmash of videos to put up today because I seem to have been filming snippets all week. I've not really done anything of any consequence, just apart from Jayne's play and makes, which I'll put on this video as well. Not really been doing much else apart from playing about and trying new techniques. So by the time the video goes up you'll see what I mean. Anyway, so this is done now. I'll just turn that off, I don't like to leave it running. And we'll just see what we get. So let's peel back the foil. And it's a bit messy down the bottom because obviously this kind of acrylic paint, it was holding on to the foil as well, but I can cut out some of these and use them, maybe do some stamp cuts, die cuts, and see what I can use this for. But it's just an interesting technique, and I love this colour foil. I mean, this has not worked as well as I wanted it to because obviously the paint is hanging on to the foil, but as I say, there's two there that I can cut out and use it for definite, and maybe even three. So it was worth a try. You don't know these things until you try them, do you? So we'll just finish doing something with this foiled card that I've made. Just going to cut out this tag. But it's not a tag, is it? It's a label. But still, you know what I mean. So, let's cut that out. A little trim round the corner. and then just stick that onto there with a tiny border, and then I can cut that out. So basically, just to finish this off, all I've done is mat and layered it with some nice, I think it's Dawn Bibby glitter card, and I've taken this little sentiment tag thing, and it came from, oh, excuse the wire, just charging my phone, came from this Stamperia Blue Land pad, just something to put on the top to finish it off. And then on the card I've also used a bit of, on this, used a bit of the Frantage Aged Aqua, love those, and just gone round it with a bit of the Distress Ink Hickory Smoke, just to give it a bit more of a grungy look, because I think that, you know, this is quite grungy in the background. So that's that one done. What else I've been getting up to this week, if I can find them, 1 second, all behind here, under the mess that nobody else can see, only me. So this one is still a work in progress, because I'm a big fan of Natasha Foote on YouTube. I think she does some excellent projects, just fantastic. And this is one that I saw her do, and she did it with a much smaller die, so but I just thought I'll have a go and I'll just see how it turns out. So it's, if I turn my light on, you can hopefully see that it's like, these are the what they call the jewel drops, Nouveau jewel drops, and because it was an experiment I've used every colour that I had, because they dry translucent, and the way she did it, it looked like stained glass, and I just thought, oh, that is just beautiful, it's just right up my alley. So I had to have a go of it, as you do, have a dabble. And so I've tried to mix some of the colours. You can see one of the blues going into a lighter blue, and then one of the reds going into the pinks, just to see how it worked. I mean, I will use this card for something, but it was basically an experiment. So that's that one. Somewhere back in the snippets of videos I was doing on my scan and cut from Lavinia Stamps. I didn't realise, but they have digital cutting files as well. So this was one of the ones that I bought, and it's just this outline. This is the Una Fairy from Lavinia, and this is the cutting file. So I just thought, oh, just beautiful, I'll have a go. I've resized this, I've took it down a bit, because the actual size is like very big. So the actual size is this one, which is 7.5 by 7.5 basically, but I thought that's just too big for me to work with. So I took it down to 5.5 by 5.5 so that it could fit on a 6 by 6 card. So that's one that I've done. And then this one that I cut out of Tonic Studios glitter card, and I made it into a shaker. So hopefully you can see that, and it's again just the Una digital cutout file. So I've made that into a card, and I know I did some of this on my video snippets, but just to show you the finished articles, it turned out to be a set of 6, because there was this one that I didn't like. I don't like that, so it's not going in the collection. And the other one, I've got it here. This one that I made a bit of a mistake with the the glossy accents, and it sort of leaked all onto the zip. I put too much on, so that's going in the bin. That can't be used for anything. So out of 8 I ended up with 6 completed ones. So that's just the one with the Jane Austen quote with a bit of lace on. Another Jane Austen quote with some lacy leaves. The heartfelt one with the fabric hearts that are die cut out. This one that I called Fine and Dandy, because it looked like a bit of a gentleman's waistcoat with a bow tie, so just called it Fine and Dandy. This one worked okay because the glossy accents didn't leak off the zip, so that's that one. And then my Curious Craft one, because I think a lot of mine are a bit on the curious side, like, why did you spend so long doing that? But anyway, so that's those done and ready, and that collection is going to be called Material World. And nice little surprise from my husband this morning. I think I've said before, he likes to, every now and again, he'll surprise me with a nice stamp. So I've been dropping hints all over the place. Actually, not just dropping hints, I've been sending him emails. Lavinia Stamps, I absolutely love those. And this morning, came through the post, he's bought me the Raven Fairy. So I've got that to play with now as well, to add to my collection. And as Lavinia always do, sent me out a little chocolate, and an even better surprise. I've ate half of it. As you can see, I've still got a bit left. I'm trying to make it last because I'm trying to cut down on chocolate, but it's actually a chocolate orange, which is my favourite. So I was delighted. I've had quite a nice morning playing about and finishing things off. So hopefully, I can't remember whether I showed you Jayne's cards, but these are another couple of things I've been doing this week. So these are for the Jayne's Play and Make, so that's that one. That was week 6. This is week 7. I don't know how well I'm fitting everything in on the camera here. And then that was just one, again, was an experiment. This is Harrietta stamp from Lavinia, another one of my favourites. So that's just basically what I've been doing this week while I've not been making videos. Oh, actually, that's not true. As I say, I have been making snippets, so it's going to take some editing because I've absolutely no idea what I've done. I've sent out my the one that Woolly Steph is doing, the ATC card swap. I've sent that out to Mags, and I got a lovely email yesterday that she'd received it and she's really pleased with it. So that was a big sigh of relief, because you always worry, don't you, when you send it, well, I do, when not so much just showing things on videos, but when you're actually sending them to someone, you know, you're sort of fingers crossed all the time that they're going to like them. But Mags is so lovely, and she sent me, I'll say, a lovely email. So thank you, Mags. And the round robin that Teresa Car Boot Crafter is doing, I've sent that challenge off. So I've just got Amber's to pack up today and send off for Amber's challenge. And just a reminder to go along to Purple Nannie and just see, I'm not sure, I'm sure she's going to be drawing it sometime soon, but you know, she was asking if we could do quick VR just to remind people to go over to her channel. She's lovely, so go over to her channel and have a look and see if the draw's still going on, or if not, just subscribe to her channel. You won't be disappointed. So I think that's everything for this video, and as I say, it probably won't go up till tonight. It's now Thursday, the 20-something, 25th I think, and if it gets up before Saturday we'll be lucky. Hopefully tonight though. I want to. It's just that I'm still practicing with the editing that I got, the editing suite. So I need a lot of help from my husband with that one. Anyway, it's nearly lunchtime on Thursday, so hopefully I might have a video up tonight. I've been a bit slack this week, but hopefully there'll be something there for everybody because there's so many snippets. God knows how long it's going to... And now I'm waffling. Very sorry. So I'm going to go off and enjoy the other half of my favourite chocolate orange, and thank you to Lavinia for that. And yeah, so hopefully that's me done for now. So thank you very much. Thanks for watching. I truly appreciate it. Please leave a comment. No matter what it is, if you've got any constructive criticism, I'm always open to that. And so yeah, go along, give me the old thumbs up and leave a comment. I'd be so grateful. Thank you very much. Bye bye.